Hey kids, David Chattenborough here. Look what I've noticed. Can you see that glorious sunshine? And what season are we in? Spring, you say? Oh my goodness! Only the best season to head out into nature and explore its abundant life when everything bursts into blossom. What an opportunity! And then we have the final piece of the jigsaw. You're allowed outside once a day. So you can head out on your daily walk and find those nearby fields and woodlands and forests. And you can go and investigate all the amazing things in nature. Oh my goodness, how lucky are you? And then we have the incredible resources on the Woodland Trust website, where you can download sheets helping you to identify everything from plants to mini beasts to insects to birds. Just awesome. So yes, you could even take a clipboard and a pencil with you, and yes, you could tick off every sign of spring that you come across. And finally, don't even think about leaving those poor parents at home. They shouldn't miss out on all the fun. Take them with you. Have fun, guys. One of the most awesome things about nature is its incredible resilience. Take this tree, for example. Pretty much hollowed out within. I wonder what's caused that. Maybe a disease of some kind. But look, it continues, it persists, and yes, it is surviving. Look at it. Beautiful tree surrounded in ivy, beginning to come into bloom. My goodness, that's why we talk about resilience at school. An unbelievable example within nature, yet again. Now, the best nature detectives are not afraid to notice even the most horrifying and vile aspects of nature. And yes, I'm sure you're saying, Mr. Church, that's poo and that is disgusting. And yes, you certainly would keep yourselves safe if you came across this in nature. You certainly wouldn't get too close, and you definitely wouldn't touch it. But also, it shows us the awesome recycling power that nature has. Look at all the flies and insects that are already using it as a source of food. And also, it tells it or gives us so many clues about what could live around here. Now, this could be the poo of a fox, a badger, maybe even something else. But it definitely looks like one of the larger woodland creatures. So yes, it is disgusting. But yes, if you're being a good nature detective, you will notice and pay attention to it. So you're probably thinking, Mr. Church, you are seriously running out of interesting plants to show us if you're now parading a stinging nettle during your nature walk. But do you know what? These humble plants are a marvel of science and nature. So the reason why they give you a nasty sting if you brush against them is because those spines are full of formic acid and histamine, which promote an allergic reaction in humans. But did you know the same ingredients can actually be used to treat pain in human beings? So this plant, and you get it in a lot of places, don't you, is actually really, really impressive if you look carefully enough. So you're probably thinking, well, Mr. Church, you're really struggling on your nature walk if you're now trying to impress us with blades of grass. But pause for a second, think, look down upon the blades of wonder that you're trampling upon, and realise that it is simply a marvel of science and nature. So grass species account for 26% of the plant species on planet Earth, and they perform some crucial roles for us. They produce a huge amount of oxygen. They trap dust particles and pollutants, so they clean our air for us. And did you know that giant bamboo is actually a type of grass? So next time you're just trampling upon it, taking it for granted, pause for a few seconds and think, this is a wondrous plant. So, no doubt you're thinking, wow, Mr. Church, now you're showing us mud. You are seriously scraping the barrel on your nature walk. But in actual fact, no. Mud is one of the most magical concoctions that nature has arrived at. Science and history can both prove it. So scientists have found a very unique bacterium within mud called Mycobacterium vaccae. And they've proven that the presence of that bacterium actually increases the amount of serotonin within your brain. So there you go. Tell mums and dads, science has actually proven that playing in mud makes you happier. Now, historians have been looking closely at this substance as well. They have found mud pottery that dates back to 27,000 BC. Isn't that just incredible? And they've also found evidence of the use of the word mud, tracing that back to 1400 AD, hundreds of years ago. It's an Old English word. And there are some very comical other versions of the word mud that appear in Old English. Slosh, slush, amazing substance. So next time you trample in some mud, don't you dare take it for granted. Now I'm sure you're thinking, why on earth are you showing us bramble as it grows everywhere? But again, why does it grow everywhere? Well, because it has the hardiest roots of all. So this plant gets some serious gym work in. Okay, those roots are incredibly strong and will grow pretty much anywhere in any conditions. Such a successful species. And then you get those beautiful blackberries towards the autumn time. So something we take for granted, but also an incredibly impressive plant. And now you're saying, oh my goodness, now he's just showing us a bunch of roots. Whatever next? But did you ever really stop to consider the magic of root systems? So there are two types of root systems for trees. The taproot system, which is one long root that reaches all the way down, and the diffuse root system, which this upturned tree is giving us a classic example of. This system has lots of roots spread in all directions. Now, root systems obviously compete for both water and nutrients, but did you know they also rely on bacteria? In actual fact, roots don't work properly without a certain type of bacteria. So, next time you walk over some roots, next time you come across the magic of a tree, just stop, think about the marvels of nature and how root systems are one of those incredible aspects. So now you're thinking, this is getting ridiculous. Now he's showing us a twig on his so-called nature walk. Well, did you ever really think about twigs and their amazing properties? There is one twig out there from a certain plant species that can be used to brush your teeth. Yes, I say that again, can be used to brush your teeth. And that is because it has antimicrobial properties. What an amazing twig fact. Don't you dare walk past those twigs and take them for granted in future.